We're into the fourth match of this edition, and between Zimbabwe and Mauritius, and Zimbabwe quickly off the blocks. Fantastic run there down on that 5-meter channel. Kickoff try for Zimbabwe.
Ruvimbo Mudianadzo with the opener there for the Zimbabwe side. Zimbabwe men's have qualified for the Rugby World Cup.
Yeah, after such a long time. I think last time was I think back in 91, I believe
a
so.
long time coming, and seeing the women also taking center stage in Africa is very impressive. That's a conversion which is successful. Zimbabwe 7, Mauritius 0.
Yeah, some of these players we saw just a week, barely a week ago, down in tournament that was hosted in Zimbabwe, and now they are able to come here in their national colors and gun for a qualification into Division 3. The winner of this tournament will qualify to get into the World Rugby Division 3. Kenya, of course, have already qualified there in Division 2, so Kenya not in scope for this one, but whoever wins or is a runners-up will qualify for that one. And another try there from Zimbabwe, quick tap and go. Nokutenda Shoriwa going over for the second try for Zimbabwe. Mauritius just not being able to weather the storm there. Conversion is successful, and they stretch their lead 14-0. Look at that, just offloads after a strong carry there by Pauline Sianga. And Nokutenda Shoriwa goes over for their second try. They put it deep into, the restart goes deep into Mauritius 22, and they use their boot to get out of the red zone.
Yeah, that option to kick, the kick is as good as the chest. So mostly when you do not have a good chest line, this is what happens. There is a breakdown, or I mean, the chest line is not as galvanized as it should be, so that leaves gaps. So this is an opportunity they fashioned out. There's a pass going backwards, but here Zimbabwe had a perfect opportunity. They still have an opportunity here to attack. Ball is kept in motion. The offload being a lucky one, it goes backwards. Play continues, but eventually that's a knock-on, and the referee on hand to award the scrum to the Mauritius side. Now, Toili, what you'd notice from this tournament so far is it is an all-women action. You see the center referees are all women. Our touch judges are all women. The ladies who are on the pitch are all women. This is Rugby Africa Women Sevens. And of course, we have our pitch side MC, Sullivan, who's a lady. We do have Damima Duffield on set, who's going to be doing our post-match interviews later on. So it's all about celebrating women in Africa, and most importantly, this is the best platform for our ladies.
Yeah, knock on there, and just turning it over to Zimbabwe.
Yeah, so it's all an action packed for the women. I remember, if you're watching these games live and you're in Nairobi, find your way to the RFA grounds. It's a beautiful setup here. 2 days of nothing but sevens action. Looking for a switch on the other side, but that ball is knocked on, and the player who was in an offside position picked up the ball.
Now, the women's rugby really has come through leaps and bounds. I mean, I remember seeing the very first tournament, the very first club rugby women's around locally, and also at the Africa international scene, and reflecting back over those 20 years or so, we've come far. The crowds, I mean, coming specifically for a women's tournament, as we see them just coming in. And also the patriotism that is on display here. We see quite a number of nationalities from around Africa who've come in to support their teams. So it's all good news for the women's rugby so far.
Yeah, it is good news, but it is bad news currently on the scoreboard for the Mauritius side, who are looking to fashion out an opportunity to score their first points. And that's a knock on there on the floor. It's a good thing that the Kenya Lionesses did win the Safari Sevens. It builds up nicely. It gives the locals an anticipation now for them to come out this weekend and try and cheer on the Lionesses. But most importantly, Toili, the fan base, the tickets, the ambience. This is what you'd love to do on a Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely. And,
or morning.
Yeah, and if you're a local, you're around the Nairobi capital city, just make your way onto the Kenya Rugby Union grounds here along Gong Road as we watch the women's gun for this, or what is at stake is an opportunity to get into the World Rugby Division 3 there, as we see another try being scored here, Walter.
Yeah, it's Kudzai Wasili try time for the Zimbabwe ladies, going over 4. Their third as we await the conversion. In your picture there, as we await the conversion.
Yeah, misses that one.
That is none other than Kudzai Wasili.
Early days, yeah, Walter, but when you look at those teams that we expect to be at the business end, going by what we've seen so far, Zambia, Ghana are up there, Tunisia, and in this match, I mean, Zimbabwe just looking levels higher than Mauritius, who've not been able to make an impression with ball in hand. Still have another round of matches, of course, coming on. After this one, we'll take a short break as we prepare for round 2 matches, and we'll see the likes of South Africa coming in, see the likes of Kenya, Uganda, and Madagascar coming in to play in that second round of fixtures. And then we'll start getting to see what is at stake, what is on offer here from all the teams.
Yeah, we'll have a clear picture after round 1 to see. I mean, South Africa are the current defending champions. This would be a perfect opportunity for them to try and see if they can be able to qualify for the World Rugby Sevens Tier 3. And I mean, the Lionesses are in Tier 2. The Springbok Sevens women are in Tier 3. So the winner here qualifies to play in Tier 3. So ideally, for Kenya, this is sort of another Safari Sevens for them, but it's important for them to go home with the gold medal around their necks, just to prove that they've actually become a better side, having lost to South Africa in the last final.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also used as an opportunity to prepare for their fixtures for the Division 2 early on next year. So all to play for, and the caliber of opponents also is something that they will get an opportunity to test themselves out, as the other teams just try and work themselves into contention for that one. So all to play for this day 1, and all teams trying to put themselves in good stead in preparation for the knockout phase tomorrow. We say so, a break in play here. Couple of changes, and the referee, center match referee, just consulting the bench, and they call it a break, half-time break. This one, Zimbabwe leading 19-0 Mauritius, yet to get themselves onto the scoreboard. Of this match number 4, Zimbabwe taking on Mauritius. It's a Pool A encounter. The other team in this Pool A, South Africa, will be taking onto the pitch later on in the second round of fixtures. Zimbabwe have been looking good in that first half, punishing Mauritius on those line breaks, and we see just trying to get themselves into the 5-meter channel. But good defensive work there by Mauritius. 10 meters out from the try line, they swing it out wide towards their right. They have numbers out. One pass on to hand. Good scramble defense from Mauritius that causes that knock-on. Mauritius looking quite good on defense, as Rumbinzai Chigumbu was looking to attack that 5-meter channel. Just another offload there from Pauline Sianga. Goes to deck, good tackle. And it's a restart on a scrum down in favor of Mauritius. It's a defensive scrum down, this one. Barely 7 meters from their try line. There is a medical break, as Francine Hejo tries to get some treatment to some aggressive passage of play there as they scrambled in defense. Huffing and puffing. Mauritius probably feeling it in terms of the altitude. But Zimbabwe feel like home, playing here in Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya, who are the hosts of this 14th edition of the African Women's Sevens. This tournament has been won several times, actually not several, a lot of times by South Africa. 12-time winners. Kenya with that one win in 2018, Tunisia winning it back in 2012. So South Africa, hot favorites. Always hot favorites, as we see in that restart. Zimbabwe going over for another try. That is Kudzai Wasili. Kudzai Wasili barges over and scores. Fourth try for Zimbabwe. Conversion not getting close to even the try line, but a healthy lead nonetheless for Zimbabwe. Mauritius need just some patience. Those handling skills, as we see that replay. Cuts back in and leaves Megan Geoffrey. Megan Geoffrey just clutching at straws there, trying to stop that attacking. Good reception of the ball there and looking to clean her man, but bundled into touch. Referee penalizing Zimbabwe's Rumbizai Chivumbu. That tackle, and they give more than enough, 15 meters or so from that tap and go. Mauritius, enough space for them to work it out, but that pass, knocking it on, the pass was just slightly ahead of the man at pace. Those are some of the skills that you need. Pass should always be ahead of man, but not that much ahead, as we have seen. And Mauritius, those are some of the things that have made it difficult for them to get back into this match. They've had opportunities to attack, but they have not utilized them. Their own handling errors stopping them from making any headways in attack. Zim nonetheless going to the right. Good blitz defense there from Mauritius, forcing play to come back. Trying to push and spread out. They need to spread out the defense here, but around 15 meters to work with. Trying to brush off the defender there, and she does so. Fafata Garira going all the way to score another try. That was a lot of hard work from her, but she had the 15-meter channel to work with. She still had to pump her feet off that tackle. And Zimbabwe stretched their lead here. Looking really good, looking really solid. Strong athletes. The conversion is not good. Teams being blanked out 0. We saw in the first match earlier on today, Tunisia overcoming Egypt 15-0. That was a close one in comparison to what we've had since then. Zambia 54-0 winners over Burkina Faso. Ghana emerging winners over Cote d'Ivoire 57-0. And here Zimbabwe leading 29 with slightly over a minute remaining in play. Mauritius going into the backyard using the boot there, but well positioned to recover. That one is Taren Munondani, and goes out looking for support. Does well to retain possession despite the attentions of the tackler there, but she's bundled into touch. And Mauritius have another opportunity with ball in hand. Line out in favor of Mauritius as they make changes. For Mauritius zone comes Lola Tehani and packs in at the fly half. And after doing her bit in that match, goes out to rest. Ofile goes out to rest for Mauritius. Now stepping back in, straightening, and then getting tackled, offloads in the tackle. Good keeping of the ball alive there. Another offload. But defense hustling them right back over 10 meters. I have to reset there. Going into quarter, attempting to jackal that one, but the referee says it was an illegal attack of that rack. And they are quick off, tap and go. Man out. Does she have the pace to go round? Yes, she has. Going. Crowd just urging her on if she can be the last defender. Steps back in. Oh, fantastic one, but she still has to make the try line. Gets reeled in. Olivia Harrell after a very good 60 meters or so. Gets tackled 5 meters out. What will Mauritius do here? Quick tap and go. Carrying it into contact and going over for their first try. Francine Hejo. Francine Hejo gets Mauritius onto the scoreboard.
Yeah, they did need that one, Toeli. They really needed that one, at least to register themselves on to the scoring charts, at least for that opener. A good one, of course, for the crowd, seeing that line break, and of course that 5 meters out tap. It only means that it's either they hold you up or you ground the ball. There's no other way. You go back 5 meters. You're supposed to go back 10 meters, but now it's narrowed down to 5 meters. There you can see there a quick tap and go. So the line dived over. High tackle there, but the ball has been grounded, and it is what it is, Toeli. Full-time score, Zimbabwe 29, Mauritius 7. So folks, we'll be having a nice short age grade break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be having kids coming through at the RFA grounds. But remember, if you have an opportunity to make your way to the RFA grounds, no better place to be. And most importantly, thank you so much.